Welcome to Superchat. Whether you're working on your first 1,000, 2,000, or even 10,000 subscribers and beyond, you've come to the right place. We're going to introduce you to some of the most influential content creators that can help to get your channel moving beyond your first 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time. The very first channel that we're looking at today is a friend of now what probably is beyond a year and a half. This is CaliKing916, and there's somebody who came into the Superchat family giving us a real-world look at Sacramento, California. They continue that today with a lot of live streaming as well as videos and some shorts. They started out by bringing us to a lot of car meets, where they have classic cars and lots of done-up cars and vehicles and motorcycles and everything else. They've really expanded the content over that last year to year and a half now, even getting into some lottery ticket scratching as we see. They'll take us on an adventure if they go on one. They give us a chance to get to know them with some personal live streams outside their home. And then even some of the shorts have done well here, getting into 5,000 and even 10,000 views on a couple of these, which is great to see. They stream frequently. Hopefully I'll catch them again very shortly. They seem to be on every few days, a few times a week. So that's CaliKing916 and working on 2,200 subscribers. I'm hoping we can push them a little bit farther towards that milestone. I'm just getting a couple of names onto our wheel right now. Dutchfly61 is a one-of-a-kind channel in the Superchat family, and the Bud Files seem to be everywhere all the time. Now, First Floor Audio is Lee, and that's a creator that comes to us from the UK. They're dropping a super chat right now, and I do appreciate that very much, even though it's absolutely unnecessary, of course. But for that reason, we will put that channel up on the screen next before we start spinning the wheel, and I've got quite a few members on there. My Flock is Everywhere is being added right now. Scratch and PPA, of course, is in the pole position on the wheel. Tips World Talks is about to be added. Home Bartending with John and Chocolate Drop are already on there. My love, Christen Welton, is here as a member and a moderator. We always put members on the wheel as soon as we see them in the chat. The Stock Explorer is coming up as well. And Just Jason, Keto, and More is also in the house. And let me just have a look at who else is with us in the chat right now. Michael's Adventures will send his regards. He might be able to make it in late. He is a beloved and dedicated moderator. Never actually late. I appreciate every moment everybody can spend. I know not everybody can be here every day or for hours at a time when we stream, but Michael's Adventures always sends his regards when he's not here. Bayou Bengal Fantasy Network is in the house. Creative Beauty Butterfly is here. Kermage in Alaska is also in the house, and Destiny Lifestyle Vlogs is a longtime friend. Euphonic Balance is here. Express Baskets and Treats is with us. John H. Shelton comes from the UK. Carrie Leonard is another fellow Canadian. Martha Makes Art is back in the house. And Nez Lover brings us some art as well. They're also in the house. Now, hopefully I haven't missed anybody. As long as everybody's still active in the chat, we should get around to everybody. And I'll move through channels a little bit faster than usual for the start of today. Thanks, everybody, especially for coming in on short notice. I wasn't sure what time we'd be streaming today, and I know I've been doing these as pop-ups lately, but we always mix up the days and times so that we can meet different creators from around the world in different time zones. So first up is First Floor Audio, and thank you again, Lee, for another super chat. He's done that countless times. Absolutely unnecessary, but very much appreciated, of course. Here in Tuber Chat, of course, everybody has the opportunity to be on the wheel and the screen. We expect to be here for 3 hours. Lots of time to put lots of channels on the screen and the wheel. We don't always get to everybody, but we try, and you do not have to super chat or be a member to get onto the wheel or the screen. But in the case of members, they get added to the wheel as soon as we see them in the chat, and super chatters get added to the screen in order like we're watching right now. So First Floor Audio is a talented producer and performer of a wide variety of genres of music, as a matter of fact. They're monetized. Lots of ways to support them, including super chats and memberships when we get there. We get over to their channel. We see all of their original works are available in videos for us to enjoy. And then he's got a couple of shorts here, but these were meant to promote a few live streams. He streams several times a week, including today. He'll be going shortly after Tuber Chat, about an hour afterwards. Christen Welton will have a premiere right after Tuber Chat today at 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern. We will raid into that premiere. It'll probably last about 10 minutes or so, and then we will that will give us an opportunity to extend our time here. You'll be welcome to meet more friends and family members there as well. And then Mike and Rihanna's Adventures. Yes, thank you for coming in. And all of our Canadian and American friends are celebrating Remembrance Day or Veterans Day. I'm not sure which other countries celebrate that, to be honest with you. November 11th is a special day. I also have a family birthday today, so it's an easy day to keep in mind and remember. Global Trend Trackers is here. Good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. And First Floor Audio again brings us a series of live streams that can include StreamYard panelists and a lot of producing and performing by Lee himself. He often gets into a wide variety of different popular styles of music, including the most recent couple of times I've been in there, 80s retro kind of themes. I'm sure he takes requests as well, but he'll also break into your he'll bring his audience into the production. So I've been in there several times where he'll bust into a Tuber Chat song for a good 3 minutes or so, and it's always entertaining when he does that. So First Floor Audio, thank you again for another Super Chat. I really do appreciate that extra generous support. He's working on 1,300 subscribers. I'm hoping we can push him a little bit farther towards that milestone. And then yes, thank you, Mike and Rihanna's Adventures. And Home Bartending with John is coming up. He was actually almost first in the door today, pretty close to it. Scratch and PPA is almost always first in the door, but I don't mean to overlook that. Some of the things that you notice, I say this all the time, you never want, especially the people who are supporting you the most, to not feel like they are recognized for the contributions that they make, and it's become so matter of fact here in the Tuber Chat streams that Scratch and PPA is always first in the door, always at the pole position on the wheel of doom, and one of the most supportive creators that I've met, as you'll hear me mention again and again. That then I mentioned, like Cali King 916 and Home Bartending with John were first in the door after Scratch and PPA. And then thank you, Izzy, for the highlighted milestone message. I know I missed one as well from My Flock is Everywhere. And thank you so much. Yeah, 10 months of membership, so thank you for that. And also with Izzy has been a member for a month, so thank you for that. Those highlighted milestone messages are really interesting because they're a free bonus for anybody that is an official member on any channel where they are enabled. And you'll notice as well, they knock a little bit of life off of the stream boss. They count against that. Every Super Chat and membership knocks a little bit of life off of the stream boss, and the last person to knock that out and take over gets some extra exposure for a little while, as we have seen. Just Jason, Keto, and more is holding the position right now. And Home Bartending with John is up right now. I'm going to talk about their content. In the meantime, if anybody would like to swap playlists with each other for the purpose of gaining watch hours, please just simply say I'm willing to swap playlists in the chat. Other creators should reach out to you, and if you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody's free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course. Little Ridge Farm, good to see you in the house. King Morgan, not sure if I said hello, but it's good to have you here. And when we look at this channel, it's a one-of-a-kind channel in the Tuber Chat family, where Home Bartending with John is going to teach us how to make some of the world's most popular cocktails from the comfort of our own home. You don't have to have a home bar setup as elaborate as what John's got here, but he does show us what it takes, the tools that we need to make some of these cocktails. He also gets into comparisons between different liquors and liqueurs. He also brings us comparisons in the idea of different types of series, I say series all the time, of groups of cocktails. So like, for instance, mocktails that are non-alcoholic or low-calorie cocktails. He's got a couple of those videos out now. Lots of product reviews on the channel as well for anything you're going to find in a liquor or beer store. And then, of course, some shorts to round out the channel as well. He's also gone live a couple of times, and we'll see if those are going to continue. So Home Bartending with John's been an over-the-top, generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter. He also happens to be a silver member. So we see his channel every single day in the slides that run at the beginning, middle, and end of every live stream. So let's spin the wheel. We'll get another channel ready to go. And I see Together We Travel's coming in. Connection of Lives and Interests is here. And thank you, everybody, for those thumbs up. Yes, if anybody hasn't already given a thumbs up for today's live stream, I hope you will. They really do help. I hope everybody's always giving each other thumbs up when you're out supporting each other. If you're on a phone, I know you have to turn the chat off to get that done. You don't lose your place. It only takes a moment. I will appreciate it greatly. Even I have to be reminded to give that thumbs up from time to time, especially when I'm on a phone. Rooted and Essential Oils is in the house there. Remember, I've got them on the wheel now. And then we'll see if I've missed any channels. Hopefully I have not. I don't mean to miss anybody. As long as everybody's still active, we should get around to everybody. So Christen Welton is up right now. And I mentioned this channel just a moment ago because she's going to have a premiere right after Superchat. I've got that queued up and ready. So in another 2 hours and 45 minutes, we'll go over there and she'll give us an opportunity to extend our time where you can meet more friends and family members while we watch a video from her that is going to be a haul type of video. She gets into unboxings, product reviews, a lot of makeup, including Get Ready With Me and Get Unready With Me tutorials, and then sponsored videos as well. But one of the things that she does that is somewhat unique is sprinkling bloopers within. I'm having brain farts today. I can't pick my words out. Bloopers and outtakes throughout her videos. Usually at the end, so we'll see what she's got for today, but sometimes she surprises us by putting us in the middle. Presentation is at the forefront of her mind, always has been. She's picked out a color scheme for herself with bright, bold headshots on her thumbnails as well to make her recognizable. And then as well, she does a lot of shorts where she's had some great success getting into 19,000, 21,000, 28,000 here. And then live streams are occasional on the channel, but she brings us indoors, outdoors, sometimes on a StreamYard panel, sometimes with an interview. And she's joined other people on their StreamYard panels for special edition live streams as well. So hopefully everybody will connect with her. She's monetized lots of ways to support her, including super chats and memberships when we get there. She recently crossed 1,800 subscribers, so I'm hoping we can push her a little bit farther towards the 1,900 she's thinking about. And you're making me laugh. My flock is everywhere. Norwegian Homestead, good to see you in the house. Paralife TV, your everyday wheelchair ninja, is Shane, another longtime friend. It's good to have you here. Deborah's Journey is also in the house, so thank you all for being here. And again, hopefully I haven't missed anybody. So the next creator that I'm going to put up is somebody who often will be found giving me a fun nickname called Mr. Customer Service, and I'm sure that that is because of my voice and speaking style. And Chocolate Drop's been doing that for a long, long time. But they're also here with us in Tuber Chat frequently. And what did I do? Did I misspell your channel name? Oh, maybe I did. There's Fairbrick Studio, by the way. We've been playing this game. I'll talk about it when I get Fairbrick Studio up on the screen. But I was looking through their content, and I found a video game that I had played a long time ago. I say video game, but it's a mobile game for the phone called Tiny Tower, and they're playing a Lego version of it, and I kind of got excited. So I've been playing that for like all week now. And they've been really cool because they've been sending me over some stuff for their... for the game as well, which I appreciate. I didn't realize we could send characters to each other. That's my first character with a 900 income, by the way. It's just a video game. Like, it's just a game for fun, but it's an idle clicker. And so it gives you the chance to build things, and then, you know, you earn, like, you know, play money in the game, and then you use the money to buy stuff and everything. But Fairbrick Studio sent over a couple of really cool things today. I'm just looking for Chocolate Drop. What on earth have I done here? Did I misspell her name or something? Where did she go? Apparently I can't spell or read today. No, it's okay, thank you. Kristen's just asking to help me. Here we go. Okay, we just had to scroll down a little bit. So, you know, as channels are active and as they gain subscribers, even when they have short and popular names, it's possible to struggle with the search results. This is why we always search, find, and click on each other. It's a great service so that after a long period of time, we will rise up the search results. YouTube will do a better job of predicting when we're looking for this particular chocolate drop or any other popular channel. So Chocolate Drop will probably move to #1 in my search results shortly. I'm just going to grab their latest tribute video. I'm going to put that into my special playlist I use called Ketchup. That's something I use to keep caught up with creators with a fun name there. Grismatically Clever. Good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in for the first time. Hopefully you're feeling welcome. We have a lot of dynamic creators here. Everybody will be willing to connect, so please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat. And if you take your time, meet people one by one, and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description, you'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time if that's what you would like. I'm going to drop her handle in the chat. I just want to make sure everybody gets to her. She is a generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter and has been for a long time. But, you know, it's the friendships on YouTube that are made, that flourish over time, that are the #1 thing that people tell me they enjoy about their YouTube journey. Mine too. And I feel like I might even be more, you know, I might find it more heartwarming to see friendships blooming between other creators than even with myself, although I'm very grateful for it. And, you know, Chocolate Drop is somebody who has the ability to make your YouTube journey fun. You can see in her videos and shorts and things like that, she's always smiling, she's always laughing, she's always positive. 2,400, 2,500 views on a couple of these, 7,700 on one of them. And then live streams are frequent, so she's got one coming up. I think that was meant for today, but we'll see if she's going to go live or if she might change that up. She goes live by the look of it. Yeah, it's been almost daily lately, which is even more than I thought. But I've caught her many times. Hopefully I'll catch her again. We always have notification bells on for every channel. That's in the spirit of doing as much as we can for each other. And I put another channel on the name. Ambi Crafts Reads is in the house. Daa Lee is going to come up in a quick second here. Global Trend Trackers is going to come up on the screen right now. And I know I missed another couple of channels in the chat. I'll try to catch up in a second. If I've missed anything that anybody meant for me to see, like a question or a comment, just please mention it again with 3 thumbs up, or @mention Tuber Chat Connect and Grow. That should help me see it a little bit easier. I'll keep my eyes open and hopefully catch it the next time around. Andre Southgate is here. They bring us prize fighting. VS Speaks Royally is in the house. They bring us the royal family. And we'll see what Global Trend Trackers has got going on shortly. This is a channel I'm still getting to know. Carol the Girl Miniature is in the house. That's somebody who I see out supporting others all the time. I have run into them regularly in my own journey, bouncing in between premieres and live streams. And then thank you, Rage Gaming Jory, and thank you for the highlighted milestone message. That channel's still on the wheel, so we'll get to their content when it comes up. Pardon me. And then Daa Lee's got her hands full over there. Rambling with the Brooms is in the house, another fellow Canadian who happens to be here as a member and a moderator. I'm going to get him on the wheel right now. And Global Trend Trackers, let's talk about what they've got going on their channel. They're working on 1,400 subscribers, first of all. They got some shorts here that seem to be doing okay, getting into now almost 4,000 views, getting on 5,000 here, and almost 9,000 on one of these, which is great to see. We get into live streams. That might be an idea for the future, and they've got a few new videos here. So I'm going to take one of their latest. I'm going to put this in my catch-up list, and that will give me an opportunity to catch up with them a little bit, or stay caught up. And one of the things I enjoy about putting channels on the screen here in Tuber Chat is that over time I get to know the channels, and by watching content over weeks and months, hanging out in premieres and live streams, I get to know the content. And then if you want to connect on the outside social networks, I'm always happy to get to know creators in that way as well. And I'm on Instagram all the time, Facebook most of the time, and Twitter some of the time as well. When we look at Just Jason Keto and More, we see another fellow Canadian who's going to help us with healthy eating and healthy living. When we first get to the channel, we'll find a motto, which he's changed up a couple of times, but there is no finish line to the journey of health. I don't know whether we call that a slogan or a motto or just a statement. But Just Jason Keto is somebody who's refreshing his channel from time to time, which is great to see. Not everybody does that. Scratch and PPA updates his banner every week. Somebody like me hasn't updated their banner in 5 years on any channel, I don't think, as a matter of fact. But we all have to make the right decisions for our own channels, and changing things up gives your community the opportunity to notice as well. Here in Tuber Chat, you'll notice that I don't catch everything, of course. I make as many mistakes as anybody, but occasionally when somebody like Just Jason Keto has changed his avatar, Stock Explorer's done it a few times. Even Christen Welton did it at least once or twice. Sometimes I catch those. I think Southgate's got not a new avatar, but a newer one. They've changed it at least once. Just Jason Keto and More is working on 1,200 subscribers. I'm hoping we can push them a little bit closer to that milestone. They usually go live every Thursday at 7:30 Eastern. I try to catch them as often as they can. If they don't go live, they drop a premiere. They did that this week. They have a lot of guests that come onto their channel like this that talk to you about their own life experience, particularly when it comes to the idea of a keto-based diet or lifestyle. And sometimes we hear about different situations where people are all but forced into a healthier style of or a healthier lifestyle, a healthier plan for eating and prepping and staying on course when it comes to the idea of things like blood sugar and all that kind of fun stuff. So Just Jason Keto and his community are going to help us understand a lot of that, as well as the ingredients we might find in a lot of the products that are available in the stores. Now, Just Jason Keto and More is going to help us also get more value out of some of those products, as well as a lot of recipes on his channel, and he'll show us how to make things like chaffles and other popular types of snacks and meals when it comes to the idea of a keto-based diet and lifestyle. He also does a lot of product reviews as well, if I didn't already mention that. So live streams, like I said, are every week at 7:30 Eastern. If he doesn't go live, he drops a premiere, and he is doing these frequently. Sometimes he's by himself, sometimes he's got a guest on panel with him, but his whole community is very supportive. So when you participate in a live chat, whether it's a premiere or a live stream, you'll find other people wanting to share motivation, inspiration, and dare I say advice at times when it comes to some of the questions we might ask when we're trying to understand the ins and outs of a keto-based diet or lifestyle. It's very easy to get started on something like that, but the actual, to maximize your benefits takes a little bit of education, and Just Jason Keto and More will say all they're trying to do is get as much information out there as possible. The idea, of course, is that small improvements over a long period of time will have a great impact. So, as well, we look at shorts on this channel. He's done really well. Lots of these healthy-looking shorts have gotten into the thousands of views now, 5,000, 6,000, and one breakout shorts, which I've seen, over 22,000 views. So hopefully everybody will check that out when you get there as well. It's as entertaining as it is informative. And Coastal Water, good to see you in the house. I'm going to get them on the wheel right now. I'll spin and I'll try to catch up with the chat if I've missed anybody. As long as you're active in the chat, I should get around to everybody. And I do appreciate everybody's patience. Nancy Agbaboard TV, good to see you in the house. And hopefully I haven't missed anybody. I'm sure I did say Connection of Lives and Interests. They're a longtime friend. They do a lot of sharing, particularly on Facebook as well. Rambling with the Brooms is coming up. That is, like I said, another fellow Canadian that happens to be a member and a moderator. And what we'll do right now is actually go on break for 3.5 minutes. We'll come back with that channel. I also see that Izzy is dropping a gifted membership in the chat. So thank you for that. Kermit Alaska, pick that up. If they're still in the chat, I'll put them on the wheel right away. And then, yeah, Grismatically Clever. So we all, wish to have a hit video. And I run a few channels now. I used to run a few more than I do, but I run a few channels, not all my own. And what I found on every single channel that I touch is that we cannot predict which video is going to be the one that's going to make it, right? So we're almost always mistaken. We might plan and say, oh, I'm going to do a video, but I know everybody's going to like this one. But you'll be surprised, because after you've done your 100th video, you're going to find that 10% of the videos carry the whole channel. And we're surprised every single time. And you say to yourself often, like, how is it possible that this video that I shot 5 years ago on an iPhone 4S has got hundreds of thousands of views, and I just did something with an Xbox last week that is nowhere near, right? It doesn't make sense sometimes. But the crowd always decides. The mother and daughter duo, good to see you in the house. Chris's Creation Fun is in the house. That's Canadian Family Life's husband, with a newly renamed channel. I'm just getting them onto the wheel. And Queen's Life is in the house. Good to see you here. And hopefully I haven't missed anybody. Rudy Areta with Autism. Good to see you in the house as well. And thank you again, Izzy, for that. So what we're going to do is go on break for 3.5 minutes here. When we get back, I'm going to put Izzy's channel on the screen right after Rambling with the Brooms. Yes, I'm very lucky, so thank you for that, Izzy. I know people often will mention Scratch and PPA and the Stock Explorer. Rambling with the Brooms is here almost every day lately. Christen Welton's always here when she can be. And we've got several other moderators that are with us regularly, but they have all been friends of mine for 2 years or longer, and most of them have been moderating here in TuberChat for 3 years or longer. And so I'm very lucky in that way. There's things you can do to help your moderators out, like using robots. Bottissimo is going away at the end of this month, but we still will be using Nightbot, Streamlabs, and Stream Elements. And some of the things you can do, you'll notice that the robots will drop you a message like, oh, follow TuberChat on Twitter and stuff like that. Because while it's something that you want to be said, you don't need the moderators to tie up their whole time during your live stream reminding everybody to follow you on Facebook and Instagram and all that stuff. Because in my opinion, you want the moderators to enjoy the stream as much as everybody else, and you hope that they do, right? So anything you can do to take some pressure off helps. There's lots of tools that YouTube gives us now to try to cut down on spamming and trolling and things like that. And I promise you, well, it may not seem like it at times, it has gotten much better than it was many years ago. African Dreaman, good to see you in the house. Milk Honey Heritage Farms is in the house. Sorry, Milk and Honey Heritage Farms. I know I've been saying that name wrong, but today I just watched a video actually before we started within the last hour or two, and I noticed, yes, it's Milk and Honey Heritage Farms. I think I got a video sharing out for you. Yeah, Kermit in Alaska. So, forgive me, I know I'm delayed here because I'm getting into speeches and stuff. AceFlaw1, good to see you, by the way. When we get into the robots, one of these days I intend to eventually make a tutorial video like how to get started with these things, right? Nightbot and Streamlabs. But my suggestion for everybody is this. If you haven't yet used one of the robots, and we're talking about these chatbots. I say robots, but they're called chatbots, right? What my suggestion is to go through each one when you first hook it up to your channel and turn off every single feature, because these things come with some of them enabled. And what that can do is have people come into your chat. And for instance, if somebody drops a bunch of emojis all at once, they might get timed out. Nightbot is famous for that. And so my suggestion is to start with the robots, turn every feature off right away, and then go through them one by one. Make sure you really are comfortable with the idea that you understand what the robot's going to do. You can customize the features and then set them free. Because most people in their YouTube journey are going to figure out pretty soon that they get into somebody's live chat in a premiere, a live stream, and Nightbot's going to time them out for basically doing nothing. And I promise you, I've been timed out on as many channels as anybody has due to those reasons. So it's great when we all have patience with each other, but it's so much work to get somebody to our channels to watch our videos. It's a shame to have them disappear and never come back again just because of a bad experience at the beginning. That's where moderators come in as well, welcoming a lot of the newer people into the chat. Norwegian Homestead, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. I know I've been delaying here, but what we're going to do right now is go on break for 3.5 minutes. We're going to come back with Rambling with the Brooms and then Izzy as well. Alright, we're back, and we're looking at Rambling with the Brooms, and this is another fellow Canadian who happens to be a moderator and member here, and has been for a while now. Rambling with the Brooms has been a friend for about 2 years. He comes to us from the homesteading community of channels, and one of the things I find in common with a lot of these creators, if not all, is the idea that they seem to have an instinctive nature with with generosity at the forefront of their minds, wanting to share knowledge and resources with each other and with others. This is what a lot of these creators bring in their channels, and Scott is definitely fits that description. Now, this creator also happens to be an advocate for helping others grow, especially when he finds new channels or people approaching the first 100. He's built up a reputation now as a moderator on what I believe is hundreds of channels, as a matter of fact, and he collaborates with others as much as possible. I'm just getting a couple of names onto the wheel here. Paul's Green Space and Follow the Bradley's Fun are in the house. And when we look at Rambling with the Brooms, we see shorts front and center here, and there's a lot of variety. Lots of creators are bringing us variety in their shorts. Rambling with the Brooms is somewhat of a variety channel, even though coming to us from the homesteading community. Now, Rambling with the Brooms will give us some of that famous Canadian winter weather here in some of these shorts that have done really well, although he's got a newer one that's actually moving too at 3,300 views, but another one's at 3,000, and he's got a breakout short here at 7,700 views, which is always great to see. Live streams are frequent on this channel, and Scott is always live on Thursdays and Fridays. Occasionally he'll do some pop-up streams on other days, but he often brings up StreamYard panelists and has collaborations with other creators. Procrastination Thursday and Shenanigan Friday are the names of his series. One of the things that he's got going on as a special project right now, though, is a cruise that's going to be going from Seattle to Alaska in the summer of 2025. And that will be going for about a week. They're trying to book 100 rooms of creators and supporters. He's collaborating on that with Jesse from Lazy Days Ahead. Some of you know him as the Mod Father. These creators are together all the time, but Scott goes to great lengths to collaborate with others, heading out sometimes hundreds of miles away to join different meetups and things like that. We see him on many other people's channels as well. He's got a brand new video. I'm going to put this in my catch-up list, and that is a playlist I use to keep caught up with creators. See lots of product reviews, as much as any indoor and outdoor videos, a chance to get to know him. He'll take us on adventures and introduce us to new channels as well. So Rambling with the Brooms can also be found making that world famous Canadian maple syrup. As a matter of fact, he'll do that in live streams right from the Sugar Shack at times. So I'm looking forward to that this winter. He's working on 2,200 subscribers right now. I'm hoping we can push him a little bit farther towards that milestone. And Rambling with the Brooms, like I said, is a generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter on top of being a moderator and a member here. So next up is going to be Izzy, and this creator dropped us a gifted membership in the chat, so thank you for that. I really do appreciate that extra generous support, and pardon me, I got the wrong channel there. Let me just go back through the search results. So Izzy is a very short and popular name, right? But when we look for this channel, you'll notice for me it came up about third in the search results. But I'm going to drop their handle as well, and you can get to their channel that way if you need to. It's still the best service for every channel when we search, find, and click on them. But if you really can't find it, the handle can be helpful as well. Pardon me. And then hopefully I haven't missed anybody in the chat. I wondered if Kermagin, Alaska, yes, is still in the house. So they picked up that gifted membership. So I'm sure they're going to be grateful for that from Izzy. And for that reason, I'm going to put their channel on the wheel right now. We always put members on the wheel as soon as we see them in the chat. And hopefully I haven't missed anybody. And Izzy is coming to us with some interesting animations and music, as a matter of fact. So I just went through a couple of videos earlier today. And this creator's working on 1,400 subscribers. They're monetized. Lots of ways to support them, including super chats and memberships when we get there. I'm just going to hit their About section for a quick second. So they're letting us know that their channel is definitely going to be variety. and then we'll get into some shorts and see what they've done here. These have gotten into 1,300, 1,600 views, but one of them over 12,000, which is great to see. And then live streams are something that they seem to be doing almost daily as well, which is great to see. So I've got the notification bell on. That's in the spirit of doing as much as we can for each other and catching as much content from each other as we can. I'm going to put this extra video on my catch-up list as well. Whenever you watch a video that's in somebody's featured position, it'll drop off afterwards. Rage Gaming Jory, with their highlighted milestone message, managed to take over that stream boss position, which is cool to see. I'm going to try to catch up with the chat a little bit. Hopefully I haven't missed anybody. As long as everybody's still active, we should get around to everybody. I see all that fluff and stuff is coming in from Australia. We'll get them onto the wheel in a second here, and thank you one more time, Izzy, for that gifted membership. Absolutely unnecessary, but very much appreciated, and I'm sure that Kermit in Alaska will be happy to have that as well. And I missed, oh, I see, Izzy also is letting us know a lot of music videos, but banners and intros are something that they do for people as well. Some of you already know that half of my full-time job is doing YouTube work or other social media work, if we want to call it that, for others. Usually one other person, but a few others. And there's a hint in that, the idea that there are a lot of aspects to our YouTube journeys, a lot of things we have to do, right? Like thumbnails and banners and other graphics if you're going to share your stuff on Instagram specifically or TikTok. You know, we got to put some thought into that. And for all the things we don't like doing on YouTube, or don't, you know, aren't good at, if we want to say it that way, there are other people willing to trade favors, or that can be paid, and you could possibly be paid for some of the things that you enjoy doing. And there are a lot of places to make that happen. You could do direct, you know, deals with other creators or collaborations or trades, or you can hop on websites like Fiverr and Upwork and places like that, and possibly pick up the extra stream of income that way. Wheat and Shaw, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. And when we look at Paul's Green Space, we are going to look at it in a quick second here. I see Kaiser Gaming YT coming in. That's Chris's Clever Craft, and he's a longtime friend who brings fun into everything that he does. He's got a gaming channel, and so I've got him on the wheel there. And Paul's Green Space is up on the screen right now. If anybody would like to swap playlists with each other, by the way, for the purpose of gaining watch hours, please just simply say, I'm willing to swap playlists in the chat. Other creators should reach out to you. If you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody's free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course. And African Dreaman is just dropping a super chat as well, so thank you for that. Absolutely unnecessary, very much appreciated. Of course, they've done that before. I'm going to put them on the screen next for that reason, and then we'll get back to spinning the wheel in another moment. Paul's Green Space brings us tips and tricks for the garden, as well as tutorials, particularly talking about edible ideas here. Now, they do a lot of flowers and other types of plants, but they do a lot of vegetables, herbs, and fruits and things like that. Now, one of the videos that really caught my eye a while back on this channel when I featured them a few months ago was how they grow 30 plus foods in their suburban garden, and they give you a lot of tips and tricks. That's a really informative video. Even though they're showing you their garden and the things that they've got, they talk about what happens when you try to grow a couple of things together that just don't want to complement each other. One time it's possible to grow two things in a garden. One of them kind of overtakes the whole thing. Or what to do when you know you're doing all the right things. You followed the instructions, taken advice from all your gardening and homesteading friends, and something just won't grow. How can we replace it, and what can we do about that? So hopefully everybody will enjoy that. Paul's Green Space as well has got shorts, and some of these are doing well, getting into almost 3,000 views, 4,000, 5,000 and on the way towards 6,000 views now. And then live streams are something they did actually yesterday, and hopefully we'll see more of that from this channel, but that's a great addition. So 1,300 subscribers right now. They're working on 1,400. I'm hoping we can push them a little bit farther towards that milestone as well. Hopefully I haven't missed anybody in the chat. As long as everybody's still active, we should get around to everybody. I am going to put up Day 1 Adventures onto the wheel in a moment. The Stock Explorer is coming up right now. This is Nora, and they are coming to us from sunny Florida. They are bringing us 2 different channels, as a matter of fact, and they're here as a member and a moderator. Pardon me while I just catch up. Oh, African Dreaman, forgive me. I was supposed to put your channel up right now. I don't know how many times I make mistakes like that. Luckily, we're all friends here, and I'm sure African Dreaman will be patient and forgiving with me. I'll put their channel up next for sure. They dropped a super chat, and we try to put super chatters up on the screen right away when that happens, so I'll do that next. Molly, good to see you in the house. Pest Hunter's Best Catch, good to see you here. Thank you for coming in. I believe this might be your first time. Hopefully you're feeling welcome. We have a lot of dynamic creators here. Everybody's willing to connect, so please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat. If you take your time, meet people one by one and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description, you'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time if that's what you would like. KP Heathen, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. And the Stock Explorer is up on the screen right now. Now, they've got 2 channels. We'll look at both of those. But one of the things they talk about more than anything else here is the stock markets and crypto markets in a level-headed and down-to-earth way. Always, they bring us shorts, videos, and live streams, which include everything from beginner tutorials to advanced topics like options trading and NFTs. When we look at the shorts, we see more variety on this channel. And lots of creators are doing this, where they're bringing variety into their shorts regardless of their niche or category. So the Stock Explorer has gotten into well over 2,000 views, well over 3,000, almost 4,000, and over 7,000 views as well. And pardon me just for a second, I'm forgetting to do a couple of things in the background here. The Stock Explorer is very forthcoming about their own portfolio, and they talk about that. They often have product in hand in their videos. I've seen them go as far as to invest in a stock and order a product from the company and then unbox that product on a live stream, which I think is really cool, and you see more of that from Nora as time goes on. She's also expanded the content on the channel, particularly in the live streams, getting into a lot of lottery ticket scratching, a few more fun things as well. They often have StreamYard panels. I've joined them on their channel. And they stream frequently, actually, usually at least a couple of times a week, and then videos and shorts are occasional. So they got 1,900 subscribers right now. I'm hoping we can push them towards the 2,000 that they're thinking about. When we get back to their homepage, we can go down to the bottom and we'll catch Tropical Buzz, which is a second channel from this creator. And this is where Nora seeks to educate us about plant life, some of which is already there, some of which they'll grow themselves. More shorts on this channel, and then videos as well. 243 subscribers right now, so we'd love to push Nora towards the 300 she's thinking about. And again, this creator happens to be a member and a moderator here. All of the moderators on this channel are dear friends of mine. They have been for a long time. They're all dear friends of each other. They all have different channels and they all do different things. But one of the things they all have in common is an overwhelming sense of generosity. And for that reason, when you visit any of their channels for premieres or live streams, you will be welcome to meet more friends and family members for your own channel during their live chats. So, African Dreaman, forgive me, I was supposed to put your channel up already. Thank you again for a super chat. I really do appreciate that. They've done that before. We've got them up here now with 2,300 subscribers. I'm going to talk about their content in a second. Vicky Wells, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. I think I just caught them supporting another creator in a live stream this morning. Maynac Buds, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. Kaiser Gaming YT, I've got on the wheel. Judgment Day Mike Harper. is bringing us some action in the chat. And hopefully I haven't missed anybody. As long as everybody's still active, we should get around to everybody. Scratch Master is in the house. And then thank you, Judgment Day Mike Harper, for the kind words. I'm going to put your channel up next, and then we'll get back to spinning the wheel. One of the things I didn't do during the break was add a couple of sections onto the wheel. So I'm adding those now. And one of them says clear the wheel, and the other one says add a name. And what that means is when those sections come up, I'll clear the wheel if it's clear the wheel. If it comes up and says add a name, what I will do is pick somebody out of our chat based on how active everybody's been engaged in conversation. And then later in the stream, probably an hour and a half from now, I'll add another couple of names onto the wheel from our chat list. Again, based on who's been most actively engaged in conversation. I've been using Bottissimo all these years to help me keep track of that, but Bottissimo's going away. But I'm happy to let everybody know as well that Streamlabs keeps the same statistics. So you could do the same kind of thing or keep track of your chats and your most supportive followers in spreadsheets and things like that. I'll show everybody how to do that one of these days as well. So African Dreaman is up here right now, and they've got some about page information for us. By the way, we were asked today about this. So you'll notice that YouTube's been making a lot of changes lately. One of the things they've done is taken the about page off of the browser. So they give us a little bit of that information here, and it's clickable. It doesn't look like it because they didn't color that blue. They've got links underneath that are blue. But if you click this about information, you get a little page that pops up. And this is where the old about page would have been, or tab if we want to call it that. So this is a couple from East Texas, and they now live in East Africa. They've traveled and lived in other countries, learned about other cultures, and then they do gardening, farming, chickens, prepping, cooking, traveling, goats, and a lot of other things based on their worldly travels. So hopefully everybody will enjoy connecting to them. I love their hashtag on their banner, being country in another country. So let's see what they've got going on for videos. They put one up a week and a half ago, which is great to see. They've got some shorts here as well, and these have done well, getting into well over 2,000 views on many of them. One over 5,500 views, and then live streams are frequent as well. Now, I haven't caught them in a while, but I've got the notification bell on, and that's in the spirit of doing as much as we can for each other and hopefully catching as much content as we can from each other. So I'll be hoping to catch you soon, and they happen to be monetized. Lots of ways to support them, including super chats and memberships when we get there. And Judgment Day Mike Harper is coming up right now. So African Dreamin' and Judgment Day Mike Harper, thank you again for those super chats. I really do appreciate that extra generous support. Absolutely unnecessary, but very much appreciated, of course. And thank you so much, VS Speaks Royally. I missed your highlighted milestone message there as well. 2 years of membership, so thank you for that. I really do appreciate that. One of our longest standing members and an incredibly supportive creator. Judgment Day Mike Harper is fairly new in the Tuber Chat family, just finding us about a month or so ago, but they're here with us just about every single day, and they got some shorts front and center on their channel, so I'm going to put that up so that we can see how these are doing right now. I'll click on the popular tab, as I always do. We've taken this interest in shorts over the last year or so as more and more creators are posting more and more of them. Hilda DC, I've got you on the wheel. She happens to be a beloved and dedicated moderator here. Judgment Day Mike Harper has gotten into over 1,000 views on one of these already, which is great. So hopefully that continues. They've got a lot of information on their about page about who they are and what they're going to bring for us. They've got another video coming up actually today. In about an hour from now, they're going to drop a video. So after, or a live stream. Likely will be live right after Tuber Chat. So Christen Welton will have a premiere as soon as we're done, and then we know that Judgment Day Mike Harper might be live or we'll have a fresh live stream replay for us to see. And then when we get into videos, they do have another video. I think I shared this out, but I haven't watched it yet. I'll put it in my catch-up list, and that'll give me a chance to get caught up a little bit. Bev Moffat, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. A little bit of a slight name change on that channel, but a long-time friend. So thank you again, Judgment Day Mike Harper, for that super chat. I really do appreciate that extra generous support. Absolutely unnecessary, but very much appreciated, of course. And if anybody hasn't already given a thumbs up for this live stream, I hope you will. They really do help. I hope everybody's always giving each other thumbs up when you're out supporting each other. And if you're on a phone, I know you have to turn the chat off to get that done. You don't lose your place. It only takes a moment. I will appreciate it greatly. Even I have to be reminded to give that thumbs up from time to time, especially when I'm on a phone. So right away, the clear the wheel section is coming up. And what that means is I'm going to wipe all the names off the wheel right now and reload it with any of our members who are here who have not been on the screen yet. And then that means it'll speed things up for us. And for the next 2 hours, we'll get a few more channels on the screen than we otherwise might have, a little bit faster, if that makes sense. So we'll go for 3.5 minutes. And we'll come back with another channel. I'm going to spin the wheel right now to see who that's going to be. And if I've missed anything in the chat that anybody's meant for me to see, like a question or a comment, just please mention it again with 3 thumbs up or at mention Tuber Chat Connect and Grow. That should help me see it a little bit easier. I'll keep my eyes open and hopefully catch it the next time around. Dutchfly61 is up next. Okay, pardon me for a quick second here. I just need another moment to finish what we were doing with the wheel. So usually we don't take 2 breaks like this. All that fluff and stuff asked an important question about watch hours. I'll talk about that when we get back, but we're going to go for another 3.5 minutes. All right, we're back, and my dear goodness, you're gonna have to pardon me. I was unfortunately, I've forgotten for the life of me which channel was meant to come up on the screen next. If one of our moderators happens to know, then I'll appreciate it if you let me know. I'll spin for now, and we'll get to another channel. If I'm making a mistake like I think I am here, you'll have to pardon me. I was just distracted during our break there. I did take all of our members off the wheel that are not presently in the chat right now, and I reloaded with everybody that's here. The clear the wheel section had come up. Panama City, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. Hopefully I haven't missed anybody. As long as everybody's still active, we should get around to everybody. And Dutchfly61, thank you, Scratch and PPA. I figured, hopefully, because I've got them on the screen ready to go. Now, Dutchfly61 is a one-of-a-kind channel in the Superchat family. They bring us sky watching from the Netherlands. They post frequently. Usually they try for once a week, and usually falling into that timeline. And like I said, it's a one-of-a-kind channel in the Superchat family. So hopefully you'll find it interesting. I certainly do. Pardon me. They've recently gotten into some shorts. Now, the first one they put out got over 4,000 views, which is great to see. So hopefully they'll continue those as well. And as we see, for the last several weeks, they've been putting out about a video a week, which is great to see. And then hopefully everybody will connect with Dutchfly61. They've been a generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter for a long time now. I've lost track of how long they've been with us, but I'm feeling like it's beyond a year and a half. And then, yes, Canadian Family Life will be the next channel that we look at. And I think I'm missing somebody in the chat. Mr. Fulton Mraz, good to see you here. Thank you for coming in. They are another longtime friend like AceFlaw1, who's been with me from the beginning of TuberChat. If AceFlaw1's still here, just please let me know. And any of our members that haven't been in the chat for the last 10 minutes, just please say anything at all. If you're still listening or watching, I'll make sure I get you on the wheel. And then when we get back down to 5 or 6 names on the wheel, I'll add some names from our chat list based on who's been most actively engaged in conversation. When we look at Canadian Family Life, we see Tiffany, and this creator happens to be from New Brunswick. They have put out a Remembrance Day tribute video for today, so I'm going to take that and put it into my catch-up list. That will give me a chance to stay caught up with them. They've been posting even more frequently lately. They bring a lot of grocery haul videos, some cooking videos, some indoor container gardening videos that they've been doing as well, and then they expand into a little bit more variety, like live streams that they do. They're more often found on other people's channels, as a matter of fact. I've seen them repeatedly on... Thank you, Scratch and PPA. Somebody distracted me, and I'll describe it with our moderators afterwards, what's going on. I've been blown away today. I'm not always as amazed as I sometimes am. Today something amazing happened. Canadian Family Life as well. Forgive me, all that fluff and stuff. I'm going to get to your question about watch hours in a quick second. I don't mean to keep delaying there. I'll catch it next before I do anything else. Martha Makes Art, thank you for the time that you spent. Canadian Family Life as well, like I said, is found on many other creators' live streams in StreamYard panels and things like that. And this creator... is very recognizable. So when we look at their thumbnails on their own live streams, now you recognize Tiffany, and you see her with a lot of familiar faces here. A lot of the people she's had on her channel are familiar to us here in TuberChat, but she's found all the time, and I run into her constantly supporting other creators. She's here for every stream for hours at a time, for which I'm grateful as well. Now, I know not everybody can be, but I like to recognize it if I can at times. Canadian Family Life as well is over 2,100 subscribers right now. The channel is growing rapidly, and I think the biggest reason for that is because of the support that she gives to other creators. And shorts videos on this channel have surpassed now 2,400 and 2,500 views, which is great to see, and they'll likely continue to grow as they post more and more. They also happen to be monetized. Lots of ways to support them, including super chats and memberships when we get to their channel. So I'm going to spin the wheel, and thank you, Scratch and PPA, pardon me, and all that fluff and stuff. Yes. You know, I'll tell you something. I'm never going to call anybody out for bad behavior unless I absolutely must, right? You know, I don't get a lot of trolling and spamming these days, luckily, but I promise you I've gotten it bad over the years. Lots of people do. What I can tell you is when the worst things happen, they usually dissipate after a couple of weeks, which is great to see. So pardon me for a quick second. I'll talk about friendships in a moment here. Now, Hugo Homestead is coming into the chat. They're a member. I'm going to put them on the wheel right away. And then I'm just going to look at our list right now and see Fairbrick Studio, if they're still in the house. There they are. Fairbrick Studio will be added onto the wheel right now because I got the add a name section. And then we'll spin and go through channels again. And when we get back down to 5 or 6, I'll add some more names to our wheel from our chat list. But that speeds things up a little bit. So when we think about the idea of friendships, right, it doesn't work much differently here online as it does in the real world. When you think about the idea of friendships between creators, when you have a friendship that begins with somebody, there's a bit of responsibility there because you know that you have the ability to influence them both in positive ways, negative ways. I think everybody here will probably agree. Nobody in the world like your family knows how to push your buttons, right? But the more that your friendship grows, the more you have to consider. You don't have to. I don't want to impose my beliefs or thoughts on anybody. But the idea is that there is responsibility in friendship, knowing that your opinion, even though your friend might, agree with 99% of what you have to say most of the time, it may not be the best idea to force your opinion on other people. And what I mean by that is when you have a friendship with somebody, you may, in the back of your mind, make judgments on the things that they do, the way they live their lives, the decisions that they make, not based on anything other than your own life experience. And I get into these speeches a little bit because I'm doing a lot of, I'd like to say reading lately, but it's really audiobooks. So I've been through a lot of books. I actually went through a list with somebody the other day, and even I couldn't believe how much I've actually been through when it comes to the idea of books. Now, I've listened to a lot more audiobooks than I've read. To me, it doesn't make a difference. We can argue that all day. But one of the ones I'm working on right now, again, for the second time or third time, is The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. And the foreword to that talks about psychology and having impact on other people and realizing that we all see the world differently, even when we think we might see it similarly to other people. We have a lot of things in common with people. We share values. We might find ourselves in similar communities, like here in Superchat, where everybody seems to be like-minded. We would like to think that everybody here lives with generosity at the forefront of their mind. Me personally, I would like to think I'm a generous person, but how do you know compared to everybody in the world? And it's not a race, and it doesn't matter. But the idea is that when you look at what other people do, and it comes right down even here online to other people's channels, their videos, the times they post, the days they post, and things like that, you might accidentally or intentionally impose your thoughts and beliefs on somebody and mention their right doing or their wrong doing and things like that. We have to think about that because friendships not necessarily are fragile. You can build friendships of 20 years, and then somebody drives you nuts one day. You're not going to end your friendship over one thing. However, it's not to say that it can't happen over time. So you don't maybe sometimes understand the impact that you're having on other people. You would like to think that it's positive. You would like to think that everybody likes you and everything like that. But a lot of times what happens is there's a saying out there, the straw that broke the camel's back, right? Over a long period of time, you might do or say things that impose negativity on somebody else, and over a long period of time, eventually somebody is like, okay, that's it, this is enough, I can't have this. I can tell you right now, here in the Superchat family, when we have come across things that are extremely negative or detrimental, in my own personal opinion, to this community, then they're removed, let's just say. And what I'm talking about is, for instance, like banning somebody for bad behavior, or somebody that, there's a lot of psychological things that go on in life that can't be controlled. But if that's the case, that's also, something that might not happen. I insist on positivity here. I insist on the idea that everybody's going to uplift each other. We may not all feel like it every day. Everybody has bad days. Everybody has bad hours. And everybody's got a lifetime full of stories, both positive and negative, that decide our intentions, our actions, and the different ways that we treat people every single day. But here in Tuber Chat, I insist on positivity at all times. And if, I come across somebody who's going to be overly negative and I think that they're going to have a negative impact on other people in their YouTube journey, then I will remove them from the Tuber Chat family. So that's just a long speech, not for a lot of particular reason, but it's just an idea. And all that fluff and stuff. Forgive me. So forgive my long speech. So all that fluff and stuff is up on the screen right now. They asked a question earlier, and they were talking about the idea of watch hours. I have to be honest with you because I haven't read the YouTube community guidelines in terms of service in regards to watch hours. Since they made the change, I should go and read it so that I could be 100% sure. But my guess would tell me now that the idea is you would need 3,000 hours of watch time to be entered into the YouTube Partner Program, and then you need to maintain that 3,000 hours of watch time over a 365-day period. While YouTube says that they may demonetize channels that do not maintain those watch hours, I don't believe I've heard yet of a channel that's been demonetized for not keeping up the hours. I don't think it's a straight, line where they're saying if you have 2,999 hours, you're out. I don't think that's going to happen. I think they just want to make sure generally that channels are active. So I'm sure a little bit of a dip isn't going to hurt anybody, but chances are by the time you get to your 3,000 hours of watch time over that 365 days, your channel is in a position of growth organically that will likely see you maintain that activity or those watch hours over time almost automatically based on your activity, if that makes sense. So I'm confident that we're not going to hear many, if any, stories about channels being demonetized because they didn't put out videos for a month or anything like that, right? It's when we start to get into months of inactivity that we have to be concerned. But the analytics will always tell us, and most of us here in the Tuber Chat family know that live streaming is a big driver. So if you did find yourself getting uncomfortable with the number of watch hours that you have maintained, you could fire a few live streams out of some sort and probably pick up watch hours pretty quickly that way when we're only talking about a few, right? So that's just ideas. Not saying I'm right or wrong. Forgive me for not having a better answer. I don't like to dance around these things, but I also just want to let you know when I'm not 100% sure. Sure, we can all look it up, of course, but I'll try to make a point to do that. So all that fluff and stuff has now got over 5,200 subscribers. They're well on the road to 5,300. This creator comes to us from the Whit Sundays in Australia, where they're entering their summer months, of course. They bring us out on the water more than anything else and always have. They bring us mud crabbing, reef fishing, snorkeling, and traditional fishing, as well as they've really expanded their content over the last year or two now, where they're bringing a lot more produced videos. They've done a lot of live streaming indoors, including some cooking videos. They're back outdoors more than anything else now. We see some lottery ticket scratching on the channel as well, and all that fluff and stuff has been known as a creator who brings fun everywhere that they go, and somebody who always engages interesting chat here in our Tuber Chat live streams as well. So I'm hoping everybody will connect with them. We'll look at their shorts, and we see that these have gotten into 14,000, 16,000 views. We know that they're monetized. Lots of ways to support them, including super chats and memberships when we get there. And then, yes, thank you, all that fluff and stuff for the idea. Things like super chats and memberships here in Tuber Chat are absolutely unnecessary. Very much appreciated, of course, but not necessary at all. To Be Irish Live, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. Oh, I still believe to this day, To Be Irish Live, that one video a week is enough to carry a channel. But for anybody that's, for any of you that have followed my personal channel, you know, I'm lucky enough to have an abundant number of subscribers now. I'm over 9,000 over there. But 7,000 of them, or at least 6,000 of them, came from some politically charged content. So they may not be as beneficial as the same number of subscribers if they came through videos instead of some of the live streams that I did, because a lot of them don't come back to watch the rest of the content on the channel. I don't know where I'm at for watch hours on that channel right now. I've got a few videos that have done well, but I've been known to take months without doing videos. I always do a better job with everybody else's channel than my own personal one. You notice here in Superchat, we're extremely consistent. Superchat comes first. My personal channel comes after that, but I'm not worried about losing monetization or anything like that. And Trina's Motivation, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. Again, not saying I'm right or wrong. You know, we all have to be comfortable with what we're doing, but the analytics will tell us where we stand at all times. Let's spin the wheel. We'll get another channel up onto the screen in a moment. Don Ray B, I hope I said hello. I did put you on the wheel when you came in. Huga Homestead's going to come up. We learned something when we get to this channel before we even get into the content. The word Huga, which is pronounced H-O-O-G-A in English, but is spelled H-Y-G-G-E, as you can see from this channel. So the word Huga means peaceful, cozy, peaceful home in Danish. I was actually inspired afterwards. So I recently started an Audible collection. And a lot of times, you know, I get into, I've been on computers like forever, right? So I get into torrents and downloading all kinds of things and always have. I've got a lot of audiobooks like from a long time ago that I've ripped into MP3s and put them on CDs, and I still listen to those to this day. But I recently started an Audible account because sometimes it's just frustrating trying to look for everything. And I'm like, look, I go through enough of this stuff that I'll just add it to my Prime and I'll use this stuff. And so I'm getting into another audiobook right now, and I've been through a few lately, trying to build up a collection again. And, you know, I've talked about it here a few times. Some of my favorite books in the world that truly are life-changing. When you hear the things that I say here in Superchat and the way that I seem to talk, some of it comes from life changes that have come from some of the things that I've read and some of the choices that I've decided to make. Anyway, so the reason why I get into this long speech is because Hugo Homestead, what came up, and I forget if it was just by coincidence, but a suggestion came up for a book, and I forget the title of it. I should go look it up, but it has to do with like parenting the Danish way or something like that. And it says what the happiest people in the world can teach their kids about parenting. And I thought that was really cool. My son is grown now, you know, but like life's lessons never, you know, it's never too late to talk about some of life's lessons. I try to visit my son or hang out with him at least once a week or a couple of times a month. And when we get together, still to this day, even as soon as last night, I literally said to him, you know, hey, I've got a life lesson. I wish that you could just learn from me telling you what to do and you will just do it and your life will be better. I know life doesn't work that way, but I said, you know, when you find yourself teetering on a decision of possibly doing wrong, then please don't do it. Please remember my voice in your ear and just don't do it, because some of the dumb things that you know, we can get into doing in our life that is a bad decision could have been changed. You know what I mean? If one more second of thought, or if a friend had been in our ear or something like that. I'm not thinking of anything in particular, just life lessons. You know what I mean? I never taught him how to barbecue. Not that I'm great at it, but I can get by. But, you know, one of these days I intend to put him in front of a barbecue, even as a grown adult, and say, here, let's talk about this. You cook everything on low, potatoes go in the barbecue for an hour before you do anything. Those kind of simple tricks that can stop people from having to make mistakes, right? Anyway, that book I thought would be a wonderful thing to read, but I also found it interesting because I believe that I've heard before at some point that Danish people happen to be voted as the happiest people in the world. I could be mistaken about that. Maybe I just think it because Hugo Homestead is a longtime friend and somebody who's been here recently, but I did find that to be a fascinating idea. So Hugo Homestead, they tell us in their About page, like I said, that Hygge means peaceful, cozy home in Danish. And here they talk about gardening, rabbits, chickens, canning, prepping, simple life cooking, and friendly talk. But they're actually in the Midwest U.S. Now, they've been friends for a long time, what I believe might be 2 years now as well, and I see them out supporting other creators all the time also. Mark the Shark, good to see you in the house. Hopefully I haven't missed anybody in the chat. As long as everybody's still active, we should get around to everybody. Thank you, VS Speaks Royally. When we look at Hugo Homestead Shorts videos, we see that these have gotten into 1,500 and 1,600 views. And as you know, a homesteading channel, they bring us indoors and outdoors, and we find a lot of the types of content that we would find typical. Of course, every one of these channels has their own unique twists, but Hugo Homestead wants to inspire us with positivity as soon as we get to the channel, which is great. So hopefully everybody will connect with them, and let's spin the wheel. We'll see who's coming up next. I know we took an extra long break the last time, so we'll keep it to our 3.5 minutes like we usually do, and then Follow the Bradley's Fun is coming up next. Jesse Miller Unboxings and more. Good to see you. I'll put you on the wheel right away. Alright, we're back and looking at Follow the Bradley's Fun. I've put Jesse Miller unboxings and more on the wheel. Did I get Kaiser Gaming YT on there? I thought I did. I might have taken it off when I did the clear the wheel a while back, but that's Chris's Clever Craft, and I'm going to put him right back on, and we will try to move things along a little bit faster now. We're halfway through the stream. In another hour and a half, we're going to go and watch a premiere from Christen Welton right after Tuber Chat. I'll leave this live stream running for an extra 3 minutes, and then she'll give us a chance to continue what we're doing here during her live chat. So Follow the Bradley's Fun is here and getting on 3,900 subscribers. They're also growing rapidly, and it's not surprising because these creators are out supporting others all the time. I've run into them constantly. They're here in Tuber Chat frequently. So they let us know. They bring us family vlogs, live streams, essays, Disney, Universal, travel, news, and much more. And hopefully everybody will enjoy that when you get there. I'm sure you will. They have got a live stream planned a little bit in the future, a couple weeks from now. We'll keep an eye on that. I think it's literally 2 weeks from now. Videos are frequent on the channel. We can see that they've been putting up a few of these lately, so I've somewhat caught up, but let's look at the shorts and see how we're doing there. These creators have gotten into 17,000, 23,000 views, many in the thousands here, and one of them over 151,000 that I think is still moving as well. So hopefully everybody will enjoy that. When we get into live streams, we see that these creators are posting these fairly frequently. So a month ago they posted many, so it looks like once or twice a week. We'll see if they've got some more coming up. They've got the special one with the Christmas present thumbnail that looks like it's coming up towards the end of the month. And forgive me, we had our Thanksgiving here in Canada last month. So I know our American friends will be celebrating in a couple of weeks, but I don't know the date right this second without looking at a calendar. I'm not sure if that's meant to be a Thanksgiving live stream or somewhere around there. FaZe Minute is in the house as well, and that is Chris's Clever Craft with another gaming channel. Lately, I've been looking at 2 channels when I know that creators have more than one, just so that I can keep things rolling. But when Chris's Clever Craft comes up, we will look at Kaiser Gaming YT and his original channel. Global Trend Trackers is up right now, and they say stay ahead of the world's pulse. I think we looked at this channel earlier, right? I wasn't sure when I put them back on the wheel, but yes, we did look at them. So we're one channel ahead. We'll spin the wheel. We'll get another channel ready to go. And we're going to look at one of the most supportive creators that I've met in my 6.5 years on YouTube. We will look at Scratch and PPA and see what he's got going on for today. I saw his premiere in the background ready to go. He usually sets those up on Saturday so that they're prepared for Tuesday, and that's his Scratch Challenge series of videos where he pits 2 lottery ticket scratchers against each other and gives us the opportunity to vote on the content of next week's video if we follow Scratch and PPA on Instagram, Twitter, and or Facebook. Which of course I do. It's a series apart. Makes it a lot of fun to be a part of. So I'm going to set the notification for the premiere right now. Even though we've got the notification bell on for every channel, we still set notifications for everything that we see. That's in the spirit of doing as much as we can for each other, and in the spirit of catching as much content from each other as we can. So let's talk about his premieres as well. And Watch Us Decorate, thank you for coming in. I'm going to put you on the wheel right now. Scratch and PPA goes live every Tuesday at 12:15 Eastern. And what you're going to find there is one of the fastest rolling chats in all of the Tuber Chat family. Faster than this, faster than most others. He rivals those of VS Speaks Royally or the Stock Explorer or Hilda DC. It's a lot of fun to be a part of that. It's very fast paced and high energy. So as well, you'll notice that presentation is at the forefront of Scratch and PPA's mind. His bright, beautiful avatars matched by his thumbnails, which give us a hint about the giveaways that are happening in his video series, and his banner has been updated weekly as well to let us know what's happening in the next Scratch Challenge video. Like I said, you can vote on the content by following him on Instagram, Twitter, and or Facebook. And now he's working on 1,900 subscribers, so I'm hoping we can push him a little bit closer to that milestone. He's monetized right now. You can super chat him or give him super thanks when you get there. He recently started posting a lot of shorts. I think I saw this one. I'm not 100% sure. And then he's got another one here, so I'm going to make sure I go through these. He recently took a trip to Italy, and he brought us his very first live stream. And that's where these shorts are coming from. So he's got a lot of lottery ticket scratchers and alternating between other footage and vlogging style shorts that he brought us from his adventure, which is really cool. So hopefully everybody will connect with Scratch and PPA. If you can imagine somebody supporting you over 600 times, that's what's happened just here in Tuber Chat. He literally supports every single thing that I do on every single thing that I touch, and I know a lot of other people here in the Tuber Chat family know him well enough to know that he does the same for them as well. If you haven't already connected with him, I hope you will. It's time to spin the wheel again. So Ria's Blissful Connections, good to see you here. Thanks for coming in. If anybody would like to swap playlists with each other for the purpose of gaining watch hours, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists in the chat. Other creators should reach out to you. If you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody's free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course. Don Ray B is coming up on the screen right now. And this creator is somebody who wants to inspire us with positivity. The second we get to the channel, we see that their banner says each new day is an opportunity to make your dreams come true. And they want to instill that idea in us regardless of what our particular dreams might happen to be. In their case, it was to move into a homesteading lifestyle, which they've recently done. So they share 4 acres of homesteading goodness with us. They have got a few new videos, actually. I'm going to take the ones, one of the ones they put up last week. I'll put that into my catch-up list right now. They bring us indoors, they bring us outdoors, they bring us product reviews. And then other adventures as well. Don Ray B's here with us frequently and has been a dear friend of what I believe might be getting close to 2 years now. They've got shorts on their channel that have gotten well over 2,000 views now. So this is really cool because we saw a couple of these at 2,000 and now they've got a couple more that have overtaken those at 2,500 and 3,300. So it's great to see that some of these shorts are continuing to grow as people are posting more and more. 588 subscribers. I'm hoping we can push them a little bit farther towards the 600 that they're thinking about. They give us a lot of information on their channel, including the fact that they love homesteading and crochet channels, and they want to show us how to be more self-sufficient as a lot of our homesteading friends do. So hopefully everybody will enjoy connecting to Dawn Ray B, and she has been an over-the-top generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter in all the time that she's been here. Forgive me if I get mistaken about the length of some of these friendships, but hopefully everybody else will take inspiration from the idea that literally some of your friendships here will go on so long that you will start to lose track of how long you've been friends with people. If you can imagine, you can see the future today and know that you haven't yet met some of the people who will be supporting you into years into your YouTube journey. So Just Jason Keto and More, thank you so much for the gifted membership. He's done that countless times here in our stream. So I'm going to put his channel up next for that reason. And forgive me because I didn't have you back on the wheel after the after I cleared the wheel earlier. But we're going to look at Just Jason Keto and More next. Fairbrick Studio happens to be on the wheel already. And that's because they were chosen off the list earlier when we got to the add a name section on the wheel. But Just Jason Keto and More we're going to talk about in a moment. Actually, oh, forgive me. We did talk about Just Jason Keto and More today. I'm mistaken. Oh, forgive me. I am I'm tripping over myself today more than most times, which is interesting. And thank you, Kermit in Alaska. Actually, Aubrey, POD, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. So Just Jason Keto and more. Thank you so much. I'm forgetting for a second. Yes, we looked at your channel earlier. We talked about it, the recipes and the interviews and things like that. The premiere that he dropped this week in lieu of a live stream, and hopefully he'll be back on Thursday at 7:30 Eastern. But he's here with us every day as well, another fellow Canadian. So thank you for that, Just Jason Keto. Absolutely unnecessary, very much appreciated, of course. And I know Fairbrick Studio will be happy to have that. They have been with us, I think, every day since finding us, actually, just a few weeks ago. But I'm looking forward to talking about their channel today because we've been actually playing a game somewhat together. They've been helping me out today. Coastal Water is up. They were live earlier today. I was lucky to catch them for a ride-along live stream. I saw Backlash Fisherman, their husband, on there as well. They're on each other's channels all the time. One of the biggest complaints that I get on YouTube is, why is it so difficult to get our in-real-life friends and family members to support our YouTube channels when we can find people online willing to do it? And I think it makes it that much more special when we do find people who are in real life friends and family members, in this case a husband and wife combo, with separate channels that support each other wholeheartedly. I think it's great, and I talk about it all the time. So Coastal Water will bring us a few series of videos. She's got unboxing with Coastal. She'll bring us unboxing videos. She comes to us from the homesteading community of channels. Lots of cooking on this channel. Lots of ride-along live streams like what I caught today, where we get a chance to hang out, get to know her. Occasionally she'll bring different things, like around Halloween she did some of these ghost story live streams. There's cooking with Coastal, and then these car confessions where we get a chance to hang out. A lot of family togetherness on both of these channels, but this creator also brings us some shorts that have gotten into 2,500 and 3,400 views and beyond. Videos are frequent on the channel as well, and then we're going to go over and look at Between a Shore and a Mountain, which is a channel they've set up for the family. It looks like they're putting up some new shorts videos, which are cool. I haven't been looking at this one lately. They got 32 subscribers over here. I'm hoping we can push them a little bit farther. And forgive me for not being sure if these shorts are new or if YouTube, I don't know yet if YouTube just puts them on if they're the newest ones you've posted, or if they're actually new shorts videos. And that's a third channel these creators have set up. But when I get back to Coastal Water, I can catch Backlash Fisherman from her front page. This is her husband's channel. This is a first responder that brings us fishing first. More shorts videos on this channel with a few new ones as well. And a couple of these have done really well, getting into 3,100, 3,800 views. One at 6,200, which is great to see. Live streams are frequent here. So he goes out fishing in many different ways and takes us along. Fishing first here, of course. Ride along live stream, similar to what we saw from his wife Coastal Water. And then this creator also has a series called Hobby Hangout, which might be coming back now that it's November. We'll keep an eye on the channel for that. And they often do StreamYard panels and things like that. They'll also bring us a lot of fishing videos. I see they've got a few new ones, so I'm going to put one of these in my catch-up list. That'll give me a chance to get caught up with them a bit. They're monetized, lots of ways to support them, including super chats and memberships when we get there. And Nancy B. the Scratcher, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. And Fairbrick Studio is coming up right now. Now, they picked up a gifted membership from Just Jason Keto. So, Jason, thank you for that again. He wants to help us in every way that he can, it seems, here in Tuber Chat by supporting with over-the-top generosity, and then on his channel by helping us with healthy eating, healthy living, and motivating us when it comes to the idea of a keto-based diet or lifestyle. When we look at Fairbrick Studio, we see a creator that's bringing us a bit of video gameplay, as well as this mobile game called Lego Tower. And it's funny, this is a game I used to play on the phone a lot. I played Tiny Tower when it came out from a company called Thimblebit. It's one of the most popular mobile games of all time. But they came out with a Star Wars version, and then I guess my son pointed it out last night when we were talking, but maybe when Disney bought out Star Wars, they had to get rid of some of the licenses that they had. I don't know why they stopped the Star Wars one, but now they got a Lego one. And when I saw this at first on Fairbrick Studios channel about a month ago, I got all excited. I said, hey, that's the game I used to play, and I love Lego games. When I play Xbox or things like that, I usually stick to Grand Theft Auto, but I really like a lot of the Lego games like Lego Star Wars, Lego Batman, and stuff like that. One of the reasons why is because when you play some of those games, it forces cooperation. So if you imagine like children, let's say playing a game, right, brother and sister or brother, sister, any of that stuff, cousins, children, they can occasionally not get along. And video games can actually get between them just for moments at a time. But I love the idea that the Lego games kind of force that cooperation, right? They have no choice but to help each other. And I think that's great. I just happen to like them. This Lego Tower game is just a fun little game to have watched. But Fairbrick Studios been sending over a few things today. I'll probably only play it for about a week. A lot of the things I do in life go in phases. I get really heavy on something for a while, and then I'll let it go and get back to other things. But they came over, visited my tower, sent over something that's really going to help me, which I really appreciate. And that's another way to collaborate with creators as well. I'm always happy to see that. Yellow Shirt Dad comes to mind as somebody who came into the Superchat family and right away was found collaborating with others, saying, hey, let's hook up, we'll play video games, and you can help each other in that way. Design with Emma, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. I'm going to put them on the wheel right now. Fairbrick Studio as well has got some shorts that have done really well. We see that these have gotten into 7,000 views and beyond. One of them over 15,000, and then live streams or something they might continue afterwards. They got some Lego stop motion videos in between the video gameplay as well. So Fairbrick Studio working on 1,500 subscribers. I'm hoping we can push them a little bit farther. Yellow Shirt Dad is funny to be Irish Live. He brings us the joke of the day several times a week. Oh, Lego Star Wars on the phone you had? Yeah. Yeah. In the background here. I've been playing on a tablet. Christen recently gave me a new tablet, but she gave me one actually many years ago. It's still a great tablet. It's one of the Huawei's, if we pronounce that right. And it still works to this day, but like all electronic devices, it seems to be planned obsolescence, right? The technology moves forward and the devices can't handle some of the new software and games and things like that as well. I'm working on some games that I might publish again soon. Better than the better than the nonsense that I published the first time around as a practice run, but mobile games lend themselves to the idea of a good side stream of income, let's just say, if you are into computer programming and stuff like that. Ria's Blissful Connections is up right now. This creator's fairly new in the Tuberchat family, just finding us within the last couple of months. They're homeschooling and bringing some of their professional education to their channel. I'm going to take their latest video. I'm going to put this into my catch-up list. That'll give me a chance to see what they've been up to in the latest video. Lots of education here, lots of talk about homeschooling, for instance, why I chose to homeschool. So that would be motivation behind the idea, and I think that's becoming more and more popular over the years too, right? When we get into shorts, we see that one of these has broken through at 4,800 views, which is great, so hopefully they'll post more and more. We can see that they're dangerously close to the magical 1K milestone as well at 992 subscribers right now, so I'm hoping we can push them a little bit closer to that 1,000. KK's Travel and Education Vlogs, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. And the Bullock Experience is in the house. I've got Gaming Experience with Kelly on the wheel. That's their gaming channel. Hopefully I haven't missed anybody in the chat. As long as everybody's still active, we should get around to everybody. I'll spin. We'll get another channel ready to go. We're going to get through as many channels as we can in the next hour or so, and then Christen Welton has a premiere for us, where we're going to be able to continue what we're doing here during her live chat, of course. And Rage Gaming with Jory is here as well. Did we look at this channel already today? I feel like we might have, and forgive me if I'm mistaken. If one of the moderators happens to notice, Scratching PPA or anybody, and wants to cut me off, I'll be happy for the nudge. I can't remember for the life of me whether we put this channel up already or not. Rage Gaming Jory's been with us for a long time now, but they've changed the channel name a few times. They bring video gameplay. We'll look at the shorts that they've got going on here at 2,000, 2,500 views and beyond. Videos are something they've just put a couple of them out so far, but live streams are something they've been doing frequently as well. So I see that they've got a fairly new one. I'm going to put that in my catch-up list. And when I use this playlist I keep talking about called Catch Up, what I do after the stream is order the videos from the shortest to the longest. So something like a live stream replay will go at the end, and then I could just get it run. And thank you, Scratching PPA. I must be mistaken. So Rage Gaming Jory has 743 subscribers. I'm hoping we can push them a little bit farther towards the 800 that they might be thinking about. I might be mistaken because before Tuber Chat today, I was doing my community posts again. I'll show everybody what I'm talking about. Now I've decided to do it 24 hours a day, every 2 hours. But when you go through your community posts, you can schedule these in advance. So you can see that I've already got Jesse Miller unboxings and more will go out actually just in a few minutes now. And then, yeah, you can see some of the different names of some of the channels that are coming up. And I've got a system for keeping track of supporters. It's not just members, it's not just super chatters or anything like that. People who support in all different ways, including spending an abundant amount of times here. And I keep statistics for every single stream, which the robots help out with that. I'll be switching over to Streamlabs for the bulk of that shortly. And then I'm able to spread the love around between everybody. So Andale Homestead is up right now with over 7,800 subscribers. She's just doing fantastic. She's been a longtime friend as well, probably 2 years. I see her out supporting other creators all the time. Puppet Short Films, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. They put a ton of production value into their videos. If anybody hasn't seen that channel, it is a really interesting channel to look at, and the creator behind that channel is extremely talented. Joey Crack, good to see you in the house, and Michael's Adventures, our beloved and dedicated moderator, is here in the chat as well. For anybody that's brand new, I hope that you're feeling welcome. We have a lot of dynamic creators here. Everybody's willing to connect. Please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat, and if you take your time, meet people one by one and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description, you'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time, if that's what you would like. Pardon me, Andale Homestead. We're going to go back to your channel. This, it should be on the front page. Whenever anybody's live, it should always be on their front page. If I'm not mistaken. So I could be wrong, of course, but yeah, but thank you, Michael's Adventure. So Andale Homestead is up right now. We'll see what they've got going on. Hopefully I haven't missed anybody in the chat, and if anybody hasn't already given a thumbs up for this live stream, I hope you will. They really do help. I hope everybody's always giving each other thumbs up when you're out supporting each other. If you're on a phone, I know you have to turn the chat off to get that done. You don't lose your place. It only takes a moment. I will appreciate that greatly. Even I have to be reminded to give my thumbs up from time to time, especially when I'm on a phone. Andale Homestead is bringing us another homesteading channel. When we look at her about page, we see that they are in northeastern North Carolina and they enjoy the slower side of life. They're retired. Their priorities are loving their heavenly Father, and their family and their garden, which they're going to share with us on their channel. When we dig through their videos, I see she's put out quite a few new ones. I'm quite behind. So I'm going to grab one of the latest videos and put this in my catch-up list. That's a playlist I use to get caught up and keep caught up with creators. She's monetized. Lots of ways to support her, including super chats and memberships when we get there. And some of the shorts have done really well, getting into thousands of views, 7,000, 8,000, almost 9,000 views. one over 35,000 views. Live streams are frequent on the channel as well. She seems to be putting these out about once a week. Hopefully everybody will connect with her. And we've always got our notification bell on for every channel in the hopes of catching as much content from each other as we can. Get to the farm. Good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. And KK's Travel and Education Vlogs has a ship tour live stream planned, if I understand right. Rooted in Essential Oils is a fairly new channel here in the Tuber Chat family. We'll see what they've got going on. I'm still getting to know them. Essential Oils is an idea that lends itself very well to the idea of a YouTube channel. I don't know much about essential oils myself, but I understand that there's a lot to learn, a lot of benefit. And when we think about the idea of motivating somebody to start a YouTube channel, one of the things you might say, I say to people all the time, is it's easy to do. You just take something you care about, put it on a table in front of you, and talk about it for 10 minutes. That's a video, right? And we know that it can get much more involved than that, but that can be a motivating thing in the idea of starting. When it comes to essential oils, anybody who knows a lot about them can probably speak at length about them individually and in combinations, right? And then you can get into other collaborations with other creators. So it's interesting to see this channel in the Tuber Chat family now. I want to know, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. And when we go to Rooted in Essential Oils, we see that they're already at 455 subscribers. So they have to be excited about the entrance into the partner program, which now comes after 500 subscribers. I'm just going to grab one of them. These are past live streams. I'm going to grab this from yesterday. I'm going to put this in my catch-up list for today. And we see that live streams on this channel are coming out several times a week, actually. At least a couple times a week, if not 3 or 4 times a week, which is great to see. Juara Mimi, good to see you in the house. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. Thank you for being here. Hopefully you're feeling welcome. We have a lot of dynamic creators here. Everybody's willing to connect, so please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat, and if you take your time, meet people one by one and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description. You'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time if that's what you would like. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right as well. I'm assuming it's Juara Mimi, and please correct me if I'm wrong. I always want to mention people's channel names the right way if I can. Rooted in Essential Oil is doing great with live streams. Let's look at their shorts for a second here. Like I said, this is a channel I'm still getting to know, but they've gotten into 1,700, even 2,400 views on a couple of these. And then when we get into videos, we see that they're posting these usually frequently. It's been a month, but we'll expect some new content shortly. And like I said, there's live streams in the meantime. So let's spin the wheel. We'll see who's coming up next. Oh, and there you go. Yes, interesting. Jesse Miller unboxings and more. That might be an idea. And then, yes, Puppet Short Films. Thrive together. Absolutely. Did you happen to catch Scratch and Pete PA's shorts video? He did a perfect job of grabbing the thumbnail there and was extremely sharply dressed during one of his shorts videos while he was in Italy, actually. Kermagin, Alaska is actually coming up right now, so we'll talk about them. I'm late for a break, but we'll go and do that in a moment. Kermagin, Alaska is getting close to 600 subscribers. I'm hoping we can push them a little bit farther towards that milestone. They obviously are bringing us live streams, and they're doing these frequently. So they got another one coming up in a couple of days, I think Monday. And then we see that they're doing these every week, which is great to see. Shorts videos on this channel have gotten into 1,400, 1,700 views, which is wonderful. They'll likely continue to grow as they post more and more. And I see they've got a brand new video, so I'm going to put this out into my catch-up list. That'll give me a chance to keep caught up with them. When we look at their about information, we see that this is Sarah, Rob, and Zeus. They're a remote off-grid homestead and soon to be Airbnb as well. So they happen to be in Alaska. And so this is what they bring to us. A very unique homesteading channel, of course, but hopefully everybody will connect with them. And like I said, we'd love to push them up to that 600 subscribers that they're thinking about. And then, so one of the things we want to watch is just, well, it doesn't matter. I'm not going to bother with that anymore. Hilda DC is going to be up next. She is a beloved and dedicated moderator. If anybody here would like to swap playlists with each other, just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists in the chat. If anybody has not already given a thumbs up, I hope you will. They really do help. And then if I've missed anything in the chat that anybody's meant for me to see, like a question or a comment, just please mention it again with 3 thumbs up or at mention Superchat Connect and Grow. That should help me see it a little bit easier. I'll keep my eyes open and hopefully catch it the next time around. We'll go for 3.5 minutes, and Hilda DC is coming up next. All right, we are back and looking at Hilda DC, who is a beloved and dedicated moderator here in the Tuber Chat family. Every moderator on this channel is a dear friend of mine. They have been for a long time. They're all dear friends of each other. They all do different things, and they all have different channels. One of the things that they all have in common is an overwhelming sense of generosity, and for that reason, when you visit any of their channels for premieres or live streams, you will be invited to meet more friends and family members for your own channels, the same way that we do here in Tuber Chat. So Hilda DC, I'd like to talk about because she has a very special aspect to her character, personality and my friendship with her. She is very well known here in the Tuber Chat family as one of the most encouraging creators that I've met. So you heard me go, some of you were here in the chat, I don't really go off on a rant, I try not to do that, but you heard me somewhat distracted get into a speech about friends and negativity and the impact that we have on each other. So I find it heartwarming and refreshing to meet somebody like Hilda DC. She's been a friend of 3 years now, but when I think about you know, my impression of this particular creator, the impact that she's had on my own YouTube journey and the way that I look at things here on YouTube, she has an incredibly strong and independent personality. She will absolutely stand behind and beside anybody in her YouTube community, those of us in the Tuber Chat family. But as well, throughout her content, you will find positive affirmations coming from this creator, so much so that she has special effects on the screen, and she even gets Nightbot to help out with that as well. So like I said, one of the most encouraging creators that I've met on YouTube. Now, when you get to her channel, you're going to find a lot lately, in her latest videos of mukbang style challenges, product reviews, taste tests, and things like that. She's been known to do a lot of live streaming. I've joined her both on her channel and others. She gets involved in StreamYard panels and generously shares content in that way as well. But Hilda DC has great impact on her community, and regardless of how often she streams or premieres, she always has one of the fastest rolling chats in the Tuber Chat family. I often reference her with channels like VS Speaks Royally, The Stock Explorer, Garden State Gardener, and Scratch and PPA. Now, Hilda DC as well is working on 2,500 subscribers. I'm hoping we can push her a little closer to that milestone. We see more variety in her shorts videos, and one of these has broken out at 47,000 views. So live streams are something she's been known to do frequently, and we'll keep an eye on the channel. We've always got notification bells on for everybody, of course, to make sure that we catch as much content as we can, and hopefully we'll catch Hilda DC for the next one that she's going to plan. So, again, a beloved and dedicated moderator here, and she happens to be monetized. Lots of ways to support her, including super chats and memberships when we get there. I added a name to the wheel, by the way. I already added To Be Irish Live. I'm going to put up Kaiser Gaming YT right now, which is a gaming channel from Chris's Clever Craft. And then I'm going to add a couple more names onto our wheel right away. We got lots of time. We can stay for another 45 minutes or so, or really more like 50. Christen Welton is going to have a premiere right after Tuber Chat at 5 p.m. Eastern. So we'll raid into that premiere, and she'll allow us to continue meeting friends and family members there. Oh, Chris's Clever Craft took a page out of Gloria's Platters book. She does a spectacular job on her channel. She's been a dear friend. She says wonderful things here in Tuber Chat, for which I'm grateful, but she really is talented when it comes to the idea of the things she does in the kitchen, and the way she produces her YouTube videos and live streams as well. So that's great to see. I'm glad to hear creators inspiring each other. I hope to take inspiration from some of our homesteading and cooking friends, whether it's cooking channels or cooking videos, and start experimenting with some of our friends' recipes for things. I aspire to be better in the kitchen. I can cook to save my life, but nothing I do is spectacular. I just like to be able to do more. And some of our friends will help with that. It's nice to have an arsenal of a couple of special things that you can make, so in a pinch, if you're expecting to have to put on a show, you can get it done pretty quickly. And then Kaiser Gaming YT, lots of video gameplay. They are mixing up the games on the channel, but they're posting frequently. You can see this usually multiple times a day. I'm going to take the latest video, I'm going to put this in my catch-up list. That'll give me a chance to keep caught up with them, or get caught up with them as much as anybody can be. They've got some shorts on the channel as well, and these have started to move now into 4,000 and 5,000 views, working on 6,000. Live streams are something they've done a couple couple of times, so we'll keep an eye on the channel and see if they're going to keep those up. Chris's Clever Craft is known as somebody who brings fun everywhere that he goes, and he's been a dear friend for the last couple of years here in Tuber Chat. An incredibly generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter, and a very interesting creator. He brings us out to an interesting property that he's got where he does a lot of do-it-yourself videos. They could be indoors or outdoors. He takes us out to hang out with some feathered friends. He does series of videos, and look, there's a shout-out video for Scratch and Pete PA. He was advocating for him to gain watch hours, I believe, there. That was back in the day, right? Scratch and PPA has been monetized a long time now. Chris's Clever Craft has done some live streaming and has got some more shorts videos. One of these has crossed 10,000 views, which is great to see. He also brings us interesting ideas. So in between product reviews or unboxing videos, he might do a series. We saw this creator trade some labor for a car, which is really, really cool, because when we start to think about trades or collaborations with other people or other kind of deals that can be made even off YouTube in the real world, it's interesting to look through somebody else's eyes and understand there's other possibilities. So forgive me hijacking the idea now, but Chris's Clever Craft brings to mind the idea again that here in YouTube you can trade favors with other creators. We see creators often mention the idea they love doing thumbnails, they love doing banners, they love doing social media graphics and things like that. You can do that for people who otherwise can't or don't want to do it or don't enjoy doing it, right? I'm sure all of us have aspects of YouTube that we don't enjoy as much as others, but if you really enjoy stuff, you can trade favors in that way, or possibly even decide to get paid if you want to. So I just bring that up as an idea. I know sometimes people are looking for extra streams of income, and today it's easier than ever online to bring in these little trickling streams that grow, and it can be really significant eventually. So I did promise to put some more names on the wheel. I'm going to do that in a second. Mr. Fulton Mraz is coming up on the screen right now. This is a creator who's been with me from the beginning and far beyond, as a matter of fact. I've been connected to him for about 4 years. Norwegian Homestead is grabbing a membership, so thank you for that. I really do appreciate that extra generous support, and what that means is as long as you're a member, you'll be added onto the wheel as soon as I see you in the chat every day that you are here. And let me just dig through our channels here. I'm going to get Express Baskets and Treats onto the wheel right now. I'll get one more channel on there. Gaming Experience with Kelly is already there. The Mother and Daughter duo I'll put on for right now. And we'll get some more names on in a few moments here. We're going to move faster today than we usually do, which is great to see. So Mr. Fulton Mraz is over 2,000 subscribers. And this creator comes in with interesting news all the time. Mr. Fulton Mraz gets involved in a lot of the American Idol type of tryouts and things like that, and often brings us good news. He's interviewed a lot of creators. I've been interviewed by him, and he's been a supporter and friend now for, like I said, 4 years. Long before Tuber Chat had ever even been a thought, as a matter of fact. So hopefully everybody will connect with him. He's got some shorts videos as well. We'll see how these are doing. He's got a couple that have gotten now into 1,300 and 1,700 views. And then live streams are something that he does frequently. This is usually where we find those interviews. And there's a lot of variety on the channel as well. So hopefully everybody will connect with him. That's Mr. Fulton Mraz, and we'll spin the wheel, and we see that Jesse Miller Unboxings and More is going to come up. And they talk about the idea now that they also know a lot about essential oils. So that might be an idea. One of the things that I don't talk about enough here, because we have to fly through the chat, we're always talking about channels so much, but some of the inspiration that comes, you can almost reuse. I don't want to encourage people to reuse their footage or reuse their videos, but you can reuse ideas. So first of all, you can post on many more platforms than YouTube, and a lot of times you will find creators that come in from the other social networks and start following you on YouTube, right? Or some of the other platforms now are getting significant with their monetization also. But one of the things we can think about, so Jesse Miller Unboxings and More does a lot of unboxing videos, right? And we get into even subscription services. I love the idea of those monthly subscription boxes. I enjoy seeing them. I've drawn to them ever since back in the day. What were those things called? I still have some unopened ones. Loot Crate was a popular unboxing, popular subscription box. They have them for vinyl records. They have them for socks. They have them for books. They have them for like just about anything. Clothing, fashion, food, snacks, all kinds of stuff. Now, one of the things we can think about, so let's say in the idea of essential oils, right? We talked about this earlier. They lend themselves perfectly to the idea of YouTube videos because you can add so much information as you learn about these things combined with your own life experience and opinions. But you can then go back. Let's say somebody had an essential oil channel or an unboxing channel like Jesse Miller's Unboxings and More, let's say focused on subscription boxes. You can go back after you've done 5 videos and say 5 essential oils you might want to try, or 5 subscription boxes you need to see, or don't buy another subscription box until you look at these 5, that kind of thing, right? And a lot of us can do those with our videos as an idea. I've intended to do a lot more than I've actually done, but it's an idea that allows you to go back. Some of the idea now gets into if you have more than one phone, you could film 2 angles at a time and therefore be able to reuse the content, only have to record it once without actually reusing the same footage. These are just ideas. Now, Jesse Miller Unboxings and More has been a dear friend for a long time. She supports everything. She supports all of my channels, and the reason why I mention that is so that you can understand what kind of support you can expect back from this creator. She has literally spent hours upon hours supporting me this year, along with other creators like Just Jason, Keto and More, Canadian Family Life, and of course Scratch and PPA. So, she's working on 1,800 subscribers. I've taken her latest video, put it in my catch-up list. We'll look at her shorts videos as well. We see that these are now getting into 1,200, 1,300 views. One of them over 2,200. And then live streams on the channel are something that she's done occasionally, but we'll keep the notification bell on for every channel like we always do, and that will give us a chance to catch more content from her as it comes out, like it will with everybody. And there you go, yes, Rooted in Essential Oils. We looked at your channel just about 20 minutes ago, I think it was. Design with Emma is coming up right now, and I'll add some more names to the wheel in another few minutes here. These are just ideas, not saying they're good ideas or bad ideas. They are just ideas, but putting our own unique spin on some of the inspiration we see from other creators can be helpful as well. More to Life, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. Interesting way to name the channel, but it's good to have you here. And Michael's Adventures also very much into essential oils as well. I'd like to learn more about those. I've been considering some of that stuff for myself, especially when you think about the diffusers and things like that. Now, I don't know anything about them, so I don't want to make it sound like I think that I do. Absolutely not. But I do know that you have these things called diffusers, which almost looks like a little mini humidifier, and that can help the essential oils fly into the air, let's say when you're home or when you're sleeping, even when you're working. I understand some of these things can help with concentration, they can help with sleep, they can help you wake up, they can help with energy, they can help with positivity. Everybody needs a little bit of that sometime, right? Sometimes. Design with Emma is here right now with almost 1,900 subscribers. They're monetized. Lots of ways to support them, including super chats and memberships when we get there. When we get to this channel, we see shorts front and center. And this is a creator that I'm still getting to know, but I'm just going to read from their About page for a second. They're talking about decorating the home or needing a different perspective, which is really cool. I definitely need help with decorating. Kristen does a fantastic job, but that's something that, you know, if I was, the last time I was on my own in an apartment, there wasn't one picture on the wall, right? Which is typical. So decorating is definitely not my thing. When we come to Design with Emma, we see that they've posted videos frequently. So they've posted 3 in the last day. I'm just going to take the latest one, put that in my catch-up list. That'll give me another piece of content to watch. Live streams on this channel seem to be fairly frequent as well. They're putting these out sometimes more than once a week, and like I said, they are monetized, so lots of ways to support them, including super chats and memberships when we get there. So we'll spin the wheel. We'll get another channel up onto the screen. I'll add some names onto the wheel right this second. And if anybody would like to swap playlists with each other for the purpose of gaining watch hours, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists in the chat. Other creators should reach out to you. If you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody's free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course. To Be Irish Live is coming up, and we'll see what they've got going on. Emotion is in the house. When I talk about that channel, I use the words Emotion New Soul. Their channel name is very short and popular, so they struggle with the search results, and we might need a little bit of extra help finding them right now, but they're well over 3,000 subscribers. I think they're actually approaching 4,000. And the New Soul R&B music is what we're going to find from that talented singer and songwriter. They're here as a moderator and a member, and we'll talk about their channel when it comes up. I've got them on the wheel. To Be Irish Live is here with 237 subscribers. I can see I'm behind with your video, so I'm going to take your second latest video. I'm going to put this into my catch-up list. That'll give me a chance to catch up the smallest bit there. Lots of variety on this channel. To Be Irish Live brings us pure variety, indoors, outdoors. Shorts on the channel have started to move into 2,000, 2,500, even 3,400 views, which is great to see. Lots of variety there. And then live streams are something that they've done in the past. We'll keep an eye on the channel, see if they're going to continue those. 237 subscribers, like I said, so we'd love to push them towards the 300 that they're likely thinking about. So I'll spin one more time. I did say I was going to get names on the wheel right this second. I will do that. Emotion New Soul, look at that luck. I just put you on the wheel. You just came in and you're coming up right away. So it's possible to wait almost 3 hours here to get on the screen after being on the wheel, and it's also possible to be chosen first. So Emotion's coming up right now. We'll see what this talented singer and songwriter's got going on. And yeah, 3,700, halfway to 3,800 subscribers. So let me look through our list right now. Panama City will get added to the wheel. Puppet Short Films will be added as well. And Keto Mama Michelle is in the house. Forgive me, I didn't see you in the chat earlier, unless you're just coming in right this second. Milk and Honey Heritage Farms, I'll put you on the wheel right now, if my copy and paste wants to work. And we've got lots of time for lots of channels today. And I'll get back to adding names as we need them. So Rebel Canners, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. I talk about that channel frequently because lately we actually were together. They were on Garden State Gardener's channel, and he had me come up for the last hour of that stream. So we had a great conversation between the three of us, mostly about YouTube, but also about homesteading and things like that. I'm learning from all of our homesteading friends, but Rebel Canners, I intend to take a page out of their book. I think it was their channel, and forgive me if I'm mistaken, but I believe I caught another video from you afterwards, which was making chili and putting it in jars. And I hadn't considered that before, and I make chili often, and I love it. I didn't like it as a kid, but I love it now. I'm sure it's just because I make it, but I might start doing that, and I've been talking about that frequently as well. More to Life, thank you very much for the time that you spent. I really do appreciate every moment everybody can be here. Emotion is up on the screen right now. This talented singer and songwriter brings us their original works in the form of music videos more than anything else. But sometimes they get into compilations, which can be premieres, or they even do tiny desk concerts as live streams with live performances. They've also done a lot of shorts videos on the channel, and these have started to move now into 1,300 and 1,600 views, as well as, like I said, live streams. But they've also got reaction videos on the channel. Pardon me, my allergies are driving me bananas today. I'm itchy as anything. And there you go. Yes, it was Rebel Canners. I was certain. But yeah, I think I'm going to get myself a set of canning jars, and that's going to be where my chili goes from now on. Because when I make things, I want to make. I don't make a lot of different good things in the kitchen. I keep saying this that are spectacular. Certainly not. They're traditional. They taste the way they should, like out of a cookbook, let's just say. But I like to make things in abundance. I love the slow cooker, right? Chili's almost always in the slow cooker, so that I can have 10 or 15 portions of it, right? And then I freeze some of it and share it with other family members, and we have it to eat in the house and stuff. Emotion as well posts frequently, so they're usually posting at least a video a week, and they're monetized. Lots of ways to support them, including super chats and memberships when we get there. When we get to their second channel, we see Writing with Emotion New Soul, and this is where we get to see how the music is made, as well as the man behind the music. And he rounds out this channel with a bit more content, having some more shorts videos over here, and then more compilations of his original works mixed in with a few reaction videos as well. So hopefully everybody will enjoy connecting to Emotion and Writing with Emotion New Soul. Like I said, he happens to be here as a member and a moderator, and has been for about 3 years now. So 790 subscribers on this second channel. I'm hoping we can push him towards the 800 he's thinking about. Panama City is asking, what's the best time to post videos? So actually, I haven't been doing a lot of tutorials lately, but I'll just show everybody something now. This is easier to see on a computer. I'm not